Hey everyone, it's Jurgen Jays. Welcome back to Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I just decided to throw in the full title this time instead of trying to stumble my way through, dividing it up in my head. So, there we have it. My last save file for this game, I probably should go ahead and save right now. This save file here corrupted on me, so I'm saving over it real quick, so I don't have to catch back up. Nice thing about this game is that even if you start a new game, if you start a new game, you can kind of very quickly skip through to whatever scene you want to skip to and call it there. So it took me like literally, I think, 2 minutes, if that, to get back to here. So it's a very nice feature to have for something like this. But that's the first time in a very long time that I've had a save file corrupt on me. Not with this game, but just like in general. It's been a really long time since that happens. That doesn't really happen the same way that it used to back on like memory cards and stuff like that. I honestly don't know what causes it to happen. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into it. Berzerker. Tosaka mumbles a word that I'm not familiar with. Even if I don't know what that means, I can tell that the giant is something different altogether. That thing isn't human. Well, yeah, it's a heroic spirit. Then it's one of the beings called servants. They're just like Saber and the others. And then the little girl, Illya. Good evening, big brother. This is the second time we've met like this. I'm gonna stab you this time, the girl says, smiling. The innocence sends a chill down my spine. The dissonance between her and that monstrous shape behind her makes me feel like I'm living a nightmare. What I said earlier about a chill down my spine is underselling it. The chill reaches every part of me, deep into my consciousness. That thing is a monster. You're a deplorable monster! You're just now realizing that? I love that line from that movie. I'm not even looking directly at it, but its very presence is making it hard to move. I know the Jimmy Cricket, or whatever his name is, isn't such a high-pitched voice, but such a funny dynamic. The moral conscience of, like, sitting on top of Jack, just saying, like, you're an awful person over and over again. I'm surprised. If we're talking just raw power, that thing surpasses Saber. She clinks her tongue and glares at the monster above us. From her back alone, I can tell she is just as terrified as I am, but also determined not to lose to that thing. Archer, that thing isn't something that can be fought head-on. Fight it with your class specialty. Yeah, so this is very different now. This is what I thought would happen, where Archer is now going to get into this fight. Because previously, in the Fate route, Archer would not have been a part of this scene whatsoever. He would have been back at Ren's home kind of recuperating. So cool to see, like, I mean, there's already been a major difference, but cool to see another finally really kicking in. And I think this difference will really shape, like make it feel different moving forward. Not that there hasn't been differences, right? Like the initial choice that took us into Limited Blade Works was different, but I think this will drastically change events from here on out. Her voice is barely more than a whisper. The unmaterialized knight gives his response. Understood. But what about your defense? You cannot avoid a charge. There's 3 of us. If it's just playing defense, we can manage. He must have nodded to that. I couldn't tell. He was a ghost. The presence hanging around Tosaka vanishes instantly. Amiya, it's up to you whether you want to run or fight. But if you can, I'd say make a break for it. I don't know. I feel like if we are given the decision, I think we should stay. Because even with all 4 of us, like, in the Fate route, Archer had to stay behind and sacrifice himself so we could get away. And then even then, winning for us was a bit of a stretch. So I feel like fully charged Archer, fully charged Saber, fully charged Rin. I don't really need to matter in this equation. Or Shirou doesn't really need to matter in this equation. I feel like we have a pretty high chance of winning if we stay around. Just so that Saber can support them. Are you done with your little strategy session? Can I start now? A playful laugh. It's awful. The girl gives a polite bow, incongruous to this entire situation. Nice to meet you, Ren. I'm Illya. Ilyasville Einsburn. You know what that means, right? Einsburn. Yep, she's one of the families that helps contribute to the Holy Grail War every time. The girl smiles happily in response to Tosaka's reaction and says, I'll kill you now. Get her, Berzerker. She croons to the monster behind her. The gigantic figure flies through the air. This Berzerker comes tearing down from the top of the hill almost faster than I can follow. Shirou, stay back. Oh, is she gonna get in the way? In the moonlight, a shower of bullet things rain onto the unrushing giant like shooting stars. Are we actually gonna have a chance at winning? So this is supernatural accuracy at work. The silver lights peppering the giants are arrows. That's probably underselling it, though. We're using underselling a lot today, aren't we? It's more like strafing fire from a machine gun. Each blow is powerful enough to pierce bedrock. Yikes! 8 shots of that. The barrage is more than powerful enough to reduce a house to smoking rubble. Yeah, he's, we know, though, that Berzerker, aka Heracles, Noble Phantasm, in the Berzerker class is that he is not immortal, invincible, like virtually invincible, impenetrable. There's a specific word that I'm looking for that I don't think is invincible. I'm not sure what it is. Are you kidding me? It did nothing. The giant is completely unaffected. I really like this image. He looks like a Titan from Attack on Titan. Just, you know, with clothes. Or some clothes. The two swords clash. The massive sword wielded by the Berzerker amid a hail of arrows, and the sword of Saber, who rushes to meet him, collide with the deafening clang, sending sparks flying. Those sparks. Need those sparks flying. It's not a fate battle without sparks flying. Roar! Rah, rah, rah. The two blades strain against each other. In spite of Berzerker's overwhelming strength, Saber does not give ground. Silver light flashes through the darkness. Just how much magical energy is stored inside that small body of hers. Quite a lot. She's clearly weaker, but she doesn't budge an inch. She's also just like a highly skilled swordsman, or woman. She blocks, parries, and cuts through the whirlwind of attacks from the giant's massive sword. ... The spectacle takes my breath away, and I'm not alone in that. Tosaka and the giant's master stand behind me. Beside me, watching in fascination as the fight unfolds. I keep on skipping words. I don't know what's going on with that. Why would the giant's master be beside, like, why would Illya be standing beside Tosaka and Shirou? Archer, back her up. Do it now. Oh my gosh. Flips hair. Another silver light flashes across the battlefield in response to Tosaka's command. That one actually go through and drives viciously into the giant's temple. Archer's arrow impacts the giant with all the force of an artillery shell. I don't think we've actually ever seen Archer shooting anything. I think we've only seen him use his knives. No matter how strong that giant might be, there's no way that won't do some real damage. Get him! Saber follows up with a slash from her invisible sword. However, a savage counterattack strikes with such force that Saber is sent flying. Her! Saber slides across the asphalt. The black whirlwind surges after her. Silver lights burst all around and attempts to obstruct the whirlwind. Rawr! It does nothing. 3 arrows strike the giant's forehead with perfect precision, only to disappear. Rawr! I'm a dinosaur. The giant does not stop. Saber catches his attack on her blade. Saber! My scream does nothing. Well, yeah, it's just a scream, dude. It's not like a magic attack. The sheer force of Berzerker's blow is such that, even though Saber blocks it, she's slammed to the ground with a tremendous thud. Is she feeling dizzy? Saber is on her knees, not moving. This is it! Crush her, Berzerker! Do it to... Oh, am I still gonna have to sacrifice myself? Or quote-unquote sacrifice myself? Get disemboweled and then re-healed? The girl's voice echoes across the battlefield. Because this, with, like, Saber taking a big hit and getting knocked down, I'm pretty sure that happened... or something similar in the Fate Route, and that's when we decided we needed to step in and save her. The black giant charges towards Saber with terrifying speed. Archer, keep shooting! Tosaka yells as she starts running, but we have Archer this time, so we may see something different happen here. She must be intending to help Saber. Tosaka runs up the hill and takes what she looks like a rock in hand. Guidewitch, whatever the heck that was. Pressure shackles of obsidian. She throws obsidian stones into the air, and a storm of silver light rains from the sky. The attack doesn't even slow Berzerker's charge. That's kind of what I figured would happen. What a monster. Even I can see how absurdly strong he is now. Strong isn't even big enough word for that monster. Just because it's also Greek mythology. Also hearing the whole monster word used a lot is just reminding me of the epic song, like Man or a Monster. When does a man become a monster? Like that whole theme. It's fine, just ignore the noise. Archer and Rin's attacks can't get past your Noble Phantasm anyway. Cool, so like that's a little not... so they're not going to over-explain, hopefully. And I had a comment that said something about this, that like a lot of stuff will be brushed over, that in the Fate route we really got the nitty-gritty of. So I don't know if this will be an example of it. I'm hoping it will be. But like, we're being told up front, kind of, or implying up front, what Berzerker's Noble Phantasm is, with his being impenetrable, being invincible, whatever you want to use. Invulnerable. That's the word. Invulnerable. That's the word. So with him being invulnerable, I lost my train of thought. With him being invulnerable and that being his Noble Phantasm, maybe we're not going to get like a whole little side piece of exposition just about it, since we're just getting fed that information up front. The girl's voice carries clearly to me. The giant swings his huge sword, and Saber blocks bravely, but the force of the blow flings her away once again. She's blown away dozens of meters up the hill. Saber is sent in a perfectly straight line like a pitcher's fastball before smashing into the barren road. Now, this is different. We didn't have to, because Archer was there, Shirou didn't have to step in and kind of sacrifice himself to save Saber. Instead, I mean, not that Saber was fully saved, quote unquote, but it was an attempt, and we didn't step in like we did last time as a result. She must be dead. She might have survived one blow, but there's no way she's okay after receiving 2 blows from the giant's large sword. No chance. Yeah, she's still alive. The dark whirlwind surges toward her. It's already over. Hasn't that thing had enough? No, it's a berserker. It's lost its sanity. Still, the monstrous thing charges across the barren road. ... She's going to die. Even if, somehow, Saber is still alive, she'll die. Here and now. And so long as I'm here, I'm dead too. Run if you can. I can't see Tosaka, but I can hear her. She went after Berzerker. Even after this monster is unscathed from so many powerful attacks, she means to keep fighting it? I go after them, do as Tosaka says, stay here, go after them. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Well, clearly... Well, maybe... I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have looked at this. I was just curious to see the flowchart. This being further than these other two tell me that maybe this is a dead end. Or maybe it's not. Maybe both of these lead to the same dead end or the same next part. We should... I think we should just stay here and watch. Let's do that. I can't move. Run if you can. I'm not obedient enough to do as she says. But at the same time, I can't go after Berzerker either. I'm too scared to face that monster. More importantly, even if I did go, what would I be able to do? I picked this option because it felt realistic in the sense of, like, the fear that Shirou would have felt and just being petrified by it. Or maybe it would be more so the response that I think I would naturally give if put in this position. Dang it! I stand there by myself alone in the darkness. I hate to admit it, but I don't have the strength to fight. I can't save Saber or fight Berzerker. If there's anything I can do, it's escape to safety before it's too late. From above the hill, the barren land where Saber was flung to, I hear unfamiliar noises. Are we about to get another servant? If I recall correctly, that's the foreigner's cemetery. Saber and Berzerker. They're still fighting. Oh, okay. So like they went off into the distance already. Okay. This is my final decision. I think now I go to the cemetery based purely upon curiosity. The battle is still going on. Saber is fighting to protect me. Even if there's nothing I can do, I should go. The 2 command spells marking my left hand. I shook hands with Saber, vowing that I would fight as her master. I'm standing here now. What am I doing? I start running, shaking off my fear and hesitation. I'm gonna die. Call on every ounce of my willpower, my pride, everything I can, and I sprint up that hill as fast as I can. I'm running up that hill like a deal with God. That whole song. Get back, Amiya. If you get any closer, you'll get in Saber's way. Oh, cool. We've seen this cemetery picture before. This was when, in the Fate route, we saw this image after Shirou and Saber, like, found out that Kirei was the bad guy, and we left Lancer and Gilgamesh behind for the 2 of them to fight themselves, and we kind of escaped. We popped up out here. It was daytime, though, but cool to see. I stop as she grabs my shoulder. Did you not hear me? I told you to just stay out of the way. Saber's winning. Well, I think you can work that out without me having to explain it. Oh, Saber's winning. Tosaka is calm as she stops me. That she's hiding behind a tree is probably helping with the calm part. What? Saber's winning against that monster. She's saying Saber is going to beat that thing she was barely surviving against just a moment ago? Well, she has a Noble Phantasm that she can unleash that she hadn't before. Don't believe me, hmm? Why don't you just watch? I hate to admit this, but your servant is amazing in all respects. If nothing interferes, she's gonna beat Berzerker. Tosaka snorts, lurking behind the tree. Okay, word. Blades clash. Do sparks fly? Please tell me that sparks fly. Berzerker's attacks slash only empty air, tearing apart his surroundings like a tornado. Between those attacks, within the swirling whirlwind, flying clods, and rain of broken tombstones, Saber closes in on Berzerker, without even scratching her armor. ... This is divine. Like nothing I've ever seen. After witnessing a battle that is nearly impossible for humans, the fear I felt until now just disappears. In fact, I'm fascinated. The whole thing about the Holy Grail War hadn't really sunk in yet, and I was so anxious. But after seeing her, all that just fades away. Swords dance around each other in violent, brutal arcs. At the center of that whirlwind, a fatal destruction. The knight challenges her enemy without hesitation. Maybe this is what made me accept it all. No matter what may wait in the future, with Saber at my side, I could fight even a god. Whoa, 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 we got really egotistical real quickly. I mean, I get you're proud of her, but him being like, yeah, we can fight a god. I mean, you're fighting a demigod, a reincarnated demigod of sorts, but I guess the next step might be god. I thought so. I thought it was suspicious, but she blocked Berzerker's sword on purpose. Quietly, Tosaka mutters without emotion. Was that to lure Berzerker here? Figured it out too, huh? Fighting that thing in the open with no cover is suicide, so Saber chose this place as their battlefield. She did it cleverly too, drawing Berzerker away while you were pretending to be on the back foot. That would mean Saber must have decided that this was a good place to fight as far back as when we were walking down the hill. Oh, that means she knew we were being followed or approached or could sense. Oh yeah, they can sense servants from like far away. Like really close, right? Certainly you can't expect backup in a battle like this, but this monster nullifies even Archer's arrows. Backup would have been meaningless in the first place. Oh no, I didn't mean to hit space. I was just trying to take a sip of water. Tosaka mutters while watching the battle between Saber and Berzerker. Archers! Arrows! Those words get my attention. Archer is nowhere to be seen. He is a bowman, as his name suggests, and close combat probably isn't his thing, but... I mean, you've seen him do close combat before against Lancer. She got him! Tosaka snaps her fingers. Snap. Just as she said, either Saber must have struck Berzerker, or he must have lost his footing. Berzerker, who hadn't so much as faltered until now, loses his balance. Rawr! He says. He unleashes a wild attack in desperation. Saber dodges backwards and grips her sword with both hands. This is it. As his desperate attack is dodged, Berzerker loses his balance completely. And Saber bends her knees to rush... Oh, excuse me. Excuse me! Then Saber bends her knees to rush in with all her might. Then... Huh? Archer? What do you mean, get away? I notice the confusion in Tosaka's voice as she tilts her head. Then, I sense the lethal intent aimed in this direction from far away. Now, interesting question. Well, that I'm sure we'll see in the next, like, page or two here. Is the intent to kill, lethal intent, aimed at me, Shirou, Saber, or Berzerker? Right? Because, I mean, we're enemies now, too. He could say, hey, this is a great opportunity where Shirou's guard is completely down. Granted, Tosaka's not really fighting me, but he could decide to take matters into his own hands. Anyway, let's see. Oh, dang, he's far, far away. ... From behind, I see a knight in red holding a bow on a rooftop hundreds of meters away. ... That is a pretty the illustration, though. Quite like it. It's either nausea or chills. He's holding a bow. It's no different from before. Even if he aims perfectly, it won't do any damage. So there's no sense feeling so threatened by it, unless it's aimed at someone we really care about. ... But I get chills anyway. He's knocked. It's not an arrow, it's something else. That intent to kill isn't directed solely at Berzerker. Oh, he's trying to shoot through both. Oh, crap. Saber! My legs move. No, come back, Saber! I hear my voice shouting at Saber before I even realize what I'm doing. Oh, am I gonna take the blow? Master? Saber steps slow, as if she heard my command. But it's not enough. She won't get away in time. It's dangerous. Please get away. No, you're in danger. Just come here. I reach my hand out to Saber. I am? She must have understood. Saber turns from Berzerker and dashes away from the battlefield as fast as she can. Thank goodness. Okay. Hopefully she's out of earshot? Not earshot. Not out of range either, but no longer the target. She's no longer being targeted. There we go. Just as Saber retreats, Archer fires his arrow. Saber jumps clear like sparks from a flame, and Berzerker rushes after her. Archer's attack impacts between the two of them, at the center of the battlefield. Up until now, his shots have done nothing. Saber approaches as if those arrows aren't even worth dodging. But just then, as you said, I don't think it's a normal arrow. Roar! Hulk! But Greek Hulk. Also kind of gray Hulk. The giant turns his back to us, attacking the incoming projectiles with furious intensity. I thought it was just one big one. In that instant, sound fades entirely. Whoa! Was the arrow like supersonic speed? I throw myself onto Saber and brace. I must have gone deaf. I can't hear a thing. But I can feel the vibrations in the air, shaking my body, and heat searing my skin. The blast kicks up all kinds of debris, and I feel something stab into my back. Whoa! Okay, so he still gets fatally wounded, and then we'll still get the whole thing of like, whoa, you're able to heal yourself, and blah, 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 and probably go down that rabbit hole. I grit my teeth and brace myself. The white flash of light must have lasted only an instant. Somehow, I survived. Whoa, is he alive? What? Saber is clearly stunned by what she's seen. So am I. I have no idea what happened. I just know that Archer's attack wreathed the entire cemetery in flames. At the explosion's center is a smoking crater. That is the extent of his attack's destructive force. In the heart of all that incredible destruction stands the giant, still alive. Berzerker. He's unscathed even after taking a direct hit from rank A Noble Phantasm. Oh, that was Archer's Noble Phantasm. Okay. That's the first time we've seen it. Cool. Alright. Alright, I think with that, I am going to stop this one here. I think that's a pretty solid revelation to kind of end it on this time. This is cool. This is great fun. This is a lot more fun than the Fate route version of this, where it's just like, big guy rocks up, get disemboweled, you wake up, lots of exposition, right? This is really cool fight. We're seeing Archer's Noble Phantasm. We're seeing Saber be really cool up front. All the good stuff. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.